There is an article on Pitchfork where a gentleman by the name of Alphonse Pierre wrote an article about a couple things going on in hip hop, but the title of it was "Excessive Branding Ventures Are Killing Hip Hop's Soul." And he used a couple examples of collaborations that artists are doing now with, pretty much anything to make $1. There's a clip. If you you'll see that video right there. That's one of the examples where he says,
it's a song, but I'm not gonna play it. I mean, I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, you don't have to. But there was one. If you scroll down, keep going. There's one that Lil Yachty did, like redoing "Saved by the Bell," and like he really was just like, "Fam, like, are y'all serious?" Like he lists 2 or 3 things. And what he says is, "I get it. Like athletes, musicians usually have a finite amount of time to make their money, or are we to tell them not to? But hip hop fans like me are protective. In our heads and hearts, rap is supposed to be the one thing that's not allowed to be commodified or appropriated. Through history has shown that quite a few rappers don't agree." He shows some examples. He basically said, the right price, corporations can get Tyga to do just about anything. And that's that Sway Lee and Tyga joint that you see for SpongeBob. There's another one, Chicago Bears and Lyrical Lemonade, where he talks about how the NFL is trying to, get themselves back in with the hip hop community after what they did to Colin Kaepernick. So it's some rap stuff that's got Sweetie on it, Kid Cudi, Lil Durk. I think that's 𝗲𝗓𝗱 that's in the video there. And if you scroll down, it has Travis Scott's, Cactus Jack experience. He lists that as well. So I thought this was interesting because, rappers become stars and branch out into acting and, commercials and things of that nature. But based off what I showed you on this and what I read, do you think he has a point where he's talking about some of the stuff that the people are doing or the artists are doing, is like pretty much just doing anything for $1, and it might be killing some of hip hop soul? Like, what do you think about that? Is that too far fetched? Lone, I'll come to you first. Based off what I showed you, how do you feel about that comment?
I don't know. Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is our conversation about hip hop and rap, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so seems like they're using rap, I guess you could say hip hop branding, to sell products, but this is the way it's always been, and this is the way it's always going to be, especially in, the free market, that we're in. Maybe some of it gets a little corny at times, but to me, that's a lot of what, don't get me wrong, there's some great pop culture stuff out there, but a lot of times, a lot of pop culture related stuff is generally kind of corny because the audience that it caters to. So I don't know, but at the same time, a lot of the artists on here are kind of corny to me too. So you're talking about Lil Yachty. Lyrical Lemonade.
Lil Yachty was in a Target commercial too.
He was. Lyrical Lemonade, they showcase a lot of younger artists. I know some Jack Harlow's, and I'm not familiar with Saweetie.
You never catch Trippie Redd doing something like this.
but like Sway Lee and Tyga like doing a SpongeBob thing, like, I don't know, it sounds normal. But like if we saw, I don't know. Somebody else can jump in.
It's kind of like,
ahead,
so
Eric.
back in the day, hip hop wasn't the most popular form of music, which it is today. So essentially, a lot of hip hop has morphed into pop music. It is what it is. It's pop. So when it comes down to pop, you have to cover more bases based on reaching your fan base with these certain artists. You know what I'm saying? But it's still not anything new. Back in the day, you had somebody who you would have considered a pop rap star, like an MC Hammer, that was dancing for Taco Bell type shit, or doing Adam's Family jingle. It just depends on that type of artist that they're using for that particular brand or sponsorship or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The thing that gets me is I hate to hear certain music used in commercials. That's the only thing that bothers me, because it kind of tarnishes certain songs that I might have dig. But I mean, that's just the nature of the machine. It's a money-based machine. We don't control that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Again, it's a pop thing. It's pop culture, essentially, like Sean said.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Like, maybe in the post show, because we're not trying to get dinged, if you will. But I wish y'all could hear the Saved by the Bell jingle.
I probably don't need to hear that.
I think
like why like, is there a new Saved by this Bell show or something, or what are they advertising?
I think
yes, there
there's
is
some type of
Saved by the Bell
remake
show coming on Peacock.
Oh, okay. So they've got a new cast.
Oh.
It's
don't do that. It's an
NBC
app,
streaming
man.
service.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well.
Yep.
Actually, some
Fair
good
enough.
content on there. I like.
But
it.
Okay. All right.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But Spoolz, what you think, man? You got too much to say on this one?
think they
If you don't,
covered it.
that's fine.
Covered it pretty well. I mean, you guys remember a day in hip hop when these opportunities weren't there for people, like for anybody,
Sure.
even
Yep.
if remember just like St. Ides commercials and
Very
shit
good
like
point.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But which were awesome. But I don't know. I don't think I have much to add. I mean, it's been going on for a while, and it's just a sign of hip hop's popularity. So
Yeah, Terry made a good point too about it being the most popular genre. Like, you can't turn from rap now. Any commercials, those, like, just the vibe of the music for transitions on the news sometimes.
I thought
like,
the McDonald's
it's
thing was a
everywhere.
little much, but I mean, that's where we're at. So
Travis Scott joint
yes.
about that.
It was just
Okay.
weird.
Okay.
Somebody else do one before that? Or
No,
after?
J Balvin
I'm not
did
sure.
one. He's not considered hip hop. What is he, like a what kind of music does J Balvin make?
I don't even know who that is.
I know he's
can't
a
lie. I don't
Hispanic
know.
artist,
Yeah,
I believe.
I had to look in the chat. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows in the chat. Please let me know. But I'm sleep on what genre that is.
Yeah, but I mean, he had Mike. Is it right? No, I can't say reggaeton, but somewhere in that same realm, But he had a McDonald's meal as well.
Oh, okay.
It's like everybody knows the deal now, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the 80s, maybe not as much. I'm not talking about hip hop, but I'm just talking about advertising and shit in general. Like,
yeah.
Right now, if somebody, I'm still a huge Wu-Tang fan. Like, if McDonald's gave Wu-Tang a commercial and they did it, I wouldn't give a fuck, man. Like, and I don't think a lot of the fans would, because everybody knows the deal, man. It's just to get, make a check real quick. Like,
and everybody knows they love seeing Michael Jackson when he was representing for Pepsi before he burnt his hair out.
Yeah,
that was just a good look. You know what I'm saying? It was a good look overall. I mean, that whole rollout with him and Alfonso Ribeiro.
Oh,
I mean, it was just,
it works, man.
It was
like,
dope
no
to
doubt
see,
about
and it was pop. So I mean, and hip hop is literally morphed into that. So
yeah,
there we
works,
have it.
man. Marketing and advertising and shit like that works.
That's a good point.
Well, this is the thing. Everyone, who was the guy who wrote the article or made the statement?
The guy for Pitchfork.
What was his name? Yeah, I just feel like he's
Pierre.
on. He's just on some old man hip hop shit. Like, and it happens to
I knew
the best
somebody
of
was
us.
going. I knew y'all was going to say that. Somebody was going to say that.
because you know what? We didn't call it corny. Like, just like Spoolz brought up, Wu-Tang did McDonald's. Wu-Tang did White Castle when they brought out their Impossible Burger. You know what I'm saying? I love to see it because I felt like it lined up with them, with the genius. I know he doesn't, get down with eating any, actual animal protein. So, here's something that aligns not only with his his lifestyle, but he's getting a check because you know what? My favorite group is Pete Rock and CL Smooth from back in the day. They did a Sprite commercial. You know,
which was fire, by the way.
So,
which was fire, by the way.
And you know, and back in the day, you know, Run DMC got their endorsement from Adidas. So I have no problem with this, like, because you know what, if rappers don't get these opportunities, I guarantee you they're just going to give them to somebody else from outside of the culture, and it'll be corny. Like, you know, I remember back in the day, they instead of getting the actual Fat Boys for a beer commercial, they got Joe Piscopo to dress up as the Fat Boys and do some corny shit. You know, instead of getting some hip hop people to do the Fruity Pebbles commercials, they had Barney Rubble rapping "I love Fruity Pebbles" in a major way. I'm telling you, like, if they don't offer these particular opportunities to people within the culture, they'll find a way to do it outside of the culture and make it corny. So I'm not mad ever. Like Spoolz brought up the St. Ides commercial. I mean, wasn't the most positive thing, but I'm not even gonna lie, those St. Ides commercials, some of those banged out harder than actual singles.
No, they did.
You know,
good point.
But I was
very good point.
I was glad that at a certain point, hip hop artists were offered things other than malt liquor. Yep. You know, they got the fast food deals, they got the clothing deals, they got the, you know, if you're still trying to make an argument to why hip hop shouldn't be commercialized and commodified in 2020, I'm sorry, but that train has already left the station and you need to get over it.
I'm not mad at that. Like, I thought it was an interesting take. I was waiting on someone to say like you, Jay Moore, you said it from the old, quote unquote, old man on the lawn standpoint, or, you know, the outdated perspective, if you will. I was waiting on somebody to say that because, you know, there are, you know, the ones that the selections that he made are, you know, younger, geared towards younger audiences. You had to say by the Bell, the SpongeBob, the one joint for the NFL. Kind of know where they're going with that, especially coming off Cap, but it is commercialized now, and I think Terry made a good point about from a pop perspective, like hip hop is going that direction now. It's everywhere. So stuff like this is going to continue to happen, and it's going to continue to expand. Like Travis Scott. I mean, I went over to my man Mike Spitz, did some recording in Chicago. And his son had one of the dolls or whatever that came with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a different era.
It ain't come with. You had to buy that. You had to buy that on the site.
That's what I'm sorry, I misspoke. So they must have copped it for him then. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, that's one of those joints. I knew exactly what it was when I saw it. I'm like, man.
Y'all seen the resale value on that rollout?
Nah, what is talking about?
I mean, it's more. Like, and it was obvious
like a lot more.
Like double, triple.
At least double. It's at least doubled up. I mean, you can find it on StockX. I haven't been watching the ticker to see how much it's going for. I just know that all of it sold out, and it's all going for more than it was listed at online initially. So
people were stealing the posters that said Travis Scott Burger from McDonald's. Like, that's it. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. I'm with you, Jay Moore. It is what it is. You can't get around it. You know what I'm saying? It's impacting the culture, and I just think it's going to continue to expand, man. Like, I'm with y'all on that one for the most part. It's been happening. It's a different look.
I'm ready to see a rapper, more current rapper, have a cartoon. Back in the day, if you really made it when you had a cartoon, I'm trying to see that, or a sitcom.
Shout out to Hammerman. And on the low, we was talking about
Hammerman.
We're talking about the
house party, Kid and Play.
Yeah, Kid Play at the
cartoon.
We were talking about street too. Be clear. Hammer was out there in them streets. Hey,
come on.
Be clear. Hammer was out there in them streets now. Nobody was messing with Hammer, especially out there in Oakland. Ask MC Search. They was out there. So be clear.
You definitely don't want to leave out one of the most popular and successful sitcoms ever, which was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I'm saying? That is considered a pop moment, right?